hari ini EXCO Kerajaan Negeri telah membincangkan tentang Fajiri, keruntuhan rem Jambatan Kedua Pulau Pinang. 3 keputusan telah dibuat. Yang pertama, bahawa kita akan cadangkan SOP untuk penyelamatan, kerja-kerja penyelamatan harus diubah sesuai mengikut jenis bencana atau kemalangan yang berlaku. It should depend on the type of accidents. Kerana biasanya apabila bencana dan kemalangan berlaku, operasi akan diuruskan dan dipimpin oleh Jawatan Penyelamat Bomba. Ini saya rasa biasanya tak jadi masalah. Tapi apa yang kita perhatikan pada hari itu, di mana saya sampai hampir pukul 4.30 pagi hari itu, kita perhatikan bahawa bila ada kemalangan seperti ini, bim 400 tan jatuh, macam mana nak angkat? Saya rasa itu adalah satu masalah kejuruteraan. Dan masalah kejuruteraan harus diatasi atau diselesaikan oleh satu formula kejuruteraan. Oleh itu, dalam keadaan sedemikian, mungkin pihak yang paling sesuai untuk memimpin kerja-kerja penyelamatan adalah seorang jurutera, termasuk daripada syarikat yang terlibat. Kerana syarikat yang terlibat akan tahu apakah keberatan, apakah struktur, di mana ia kuat, di mana ia kukuh, di mana ia lemah. Dan kumpulkan semua jurutera. Tak semestinya hanya daripada jabatan kerajaan, tak semestinya hanya daripada syarikat Jabatan Kedua Pulau Pinang, termasuk dari universiti. Kita ada USM, kita boleh minta jurutera daripada USM dan juga IEM, tu Persatuan Jurutera Profesional. Boleh sama-sama cari jalan, cari sama-sama untuk cari jalan keluar untuk atasi masalah macam mana boleh angkut itu bim seberat 400 tan yang telah tumbang. Oleh itu saya pihak EXCO rasa adalah perlu itu SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, diubah sesuai supaya dalam keadaan tertentu, macam apabila kita ada kemalangan, ada masalah keselamatan, polis harus jadi pemimpin, api itu bomba jadi pemimpin. Tapi dalam keadaan sedemikian, mungkin kita haruskan jurutera atau keadaan lain, doktor. Kalau ada penyakit-penyakit yang merebak, penyakit-penyakit berjangkit yang merebak, doktor. So saya rasa kita kena lihat orang yang paling layak, orang yang paling baik dipilih untuk jawatan yang paling sesuai. Saya rasa itu penting. We must choose the right person for the right job. It may be the right person, but it may not be for the right job. No point appointing a doctor to solve this problem because it's an engineering problem. So you must choose the right person for the right job. So what we observed that day was, if probably an engineer was in charge, because in this type of situation, normally the bomber is in charge. I think we have nothing against the bomber. I think they did a fantastic job. The police also did a good job. Bomber also did a good job. But the one that could probably find a solution to see how we could take out the beam would be an engineer. And I think the engineer should be the one that will be leading the rescue effort. Have a conference amongst engineers. What is the best solution? What is plan A? If plan A doesn't work, have plan B. And then what are the steps that you should take? And what we saw that day was very disappointing. You want to find a crane. When you finally found the crane came, and what happened to the crane? The crane broke down. So there should be duplication. There was no duplication. There should be execution of tasks in parallel. After they repair the crane, they say, oh, we've got to put the platform. Why can't you do the platform earlier? Together, in synchrony, in synchronization. Why do you do it one after the other? There was no execution of tasks in parallel. So duplication in parallel and coordination. I think all this was somehow probably because of the technical nature of lifting the thing. I think if an engineer was there, they would be able to take immediate charge. As I say, I want to thank and praise the bomber and the police for doing their work, but when you have this type of work of trying to lift the thing up, I think an engineer would be most suitable. That's number one. Number two is, yang kedua, kita telah buat keputusan bahawa MPPP, arahan yang dikeluarkan untuk henti kerja akan dikekalkan sehingga pihak MPPP dan kerajaan negeri yakin bahawa bukan sahaja rem tersebut selamat, tetapi sepanjang jambatan kedua Pulau Pinang selamat. Dan kita mahu satu audit keselamatan dibuat oleh pakar perunding jurutera yang bebas dan bertaraf antarabangsa. Ia mestilah satu syarikat antarabangsa dan bebas, tak ada kena-mengena dengan projek ini. Dan sepanjang jambatan kedua Pulau Pinang, saya tahu mungkin dia akan lambatkan sikit projek ini habis, tapi biar lambat asalkan selamat. Saya rasa itu yang lebih penting. Dan untuk memastikan itu aliran trafik tak terjejas, sekarang kita telah tetapkan jalan alternatif. EXCO pun telah arahkan bahawa satu traffic light dipasang pada jalan susul yang telah ditetapkan. Diminta bahawa MVP untuk pasang dengan serta-merta dalam masa terdekat. So itu saya rasa keputusan EXCO bahawa kita mahu jaminkan keselamatan, kerana tak mahu perkara ini berulang lagi. Macam mana dia boleh buat kerja apabila kereta masih jalan bawah? Saya rasa itu banyak persoalan harus kena jawab. Iaitu yang pertama, jawapan tentang kemenangan. Macam mana ini boleh berlaku? Siapa yang bertanggungjawab? Benarkan itu konkrit dicurahkan apabila kereta masih jalan di bawah. So itulah isu-isu yang bangkit. Nombor tiga, kerajaan negeri amat simpati dengan itu keluarga mangsa, dan nanti kita akan bagi sedikit sumbangan. Pada masa yang sama kita akan berikan bantuan kalau perlu untuk tindakan guaman ke atas syarikat tersebut. Ini yang kita akan bantu sama keluarga yang di mana adalah duduk dekat Pulau Pinang. Saya rasa kita masih tunggu itu laporan daripada pihak kontraktor dan JKSP, dan kita pun minta mungkin itu pihak polis boleh buat siasatan, tengok ada apa section mereka boleh dakwa sama syarikat, kerana ini memang satu kes kecuaian. Dan kecuaian adalah satu kesalahan dalam kanun kesiksaan. I think we ask the police to also check. They can also charge the company for negligence. Not murder lah, of course, but just negligence, and that is an offence under the penal code. So I think we ask the police to see whether they can charge them for negligence, so that at least some sort of action can be taken. So this is the three decisions reached by EXCO on this bridge. There will be some delay. I think this is a necessary delay to ensure public safety. Okay, any other questions on this? Yes.
You mentioned just now where the part where the concrete is poured into the mold, and why cars were allowed. Isn't that a jurisdiction of the council?
You hand over the entire site to the DSP.
Even the road that's running under.
The entire site, when they do the work, the site is theirs. And this is a federal authority.
Okay.
So they have to explain. Once it's theirs, we gave priority to this project. So we approve all their requests. We say that are you sure that this is the standard operating procedure? And they say yes. So they say, okay, we rely on you on that. And actually, previously they have a good record, isn't it? They have actually no such incidents. Since this has happened, we want them to account for it. There must be full accounting.
So who's heading the engineering conference?
No, when you're talking about SOP,
the SOP, yeah.
The SOP is actually headed by the bomber. Normally it's headed by bomber for all disaster relief and disaster cases. We are suggesting that there should be some modification on SOP, where you should look at the type of disaster. For example, if it's an accident, okay lah, police lah. If it's a fire, bomber. But when you look at a structural disaster, this is a structural disaster where you look at a beam with 400 tons. I think an engineer should be in charge so that they know what is the best engineering solution.
We must admit there is actually no such preparation for this kind of disaster.
No, there is a preparation. The automatic, it goes back to bomber. Or saying that there should be some modification.
Obviously, they're not prepared for it.
No, bomber is not prepared lah. Because this is a beam 400 tons, they don't know how to lift it up, and I don't blame them. No, I mean, unless you're an engineer, an experienced engineer, you want to do it. So in this type of cases, the one that should handle it should be the chief engineer. Maybe either JKR, NARA, or whoever the chief engineer is. You call for engineering conference involving also the company, Susan. You must get the company in. Because the company will know best about the beam. What is the weight, where is the strongest point, how you can lift it up. They will know the best. You must get the company to be involved, even though they cause a disaster. But they will have all the information and data to go and resolve it. So that's why there should be some modification on the SOP.
Yeah,
so when in fact, I also talked to Tan Sri Sulaiman, the chairman, also Dr. Ismail, the CEO. They also agreed. Yeah, it should be the engineer that should be taking charge.
Because I'm thinking of the future tunnel also. Hopefully, it can come up before that too.
No,
so
definitely,
it can be applied for that as well.
CM, how are you going to convey the proposal? Are you going to write a formal letter to the ministry?
No, as far as the SOP in the state is concerned, this one the state can make a suggestion. This is where we will say that this is what we want.
Will they comply?
Under Keselamatan, because the state, in Penang, the head of the State Disaster Relief Committee is the SUK. So when this thing happened, the SOP, which we adopt from the national, was of course, that one is under bomber. So now we are going to make our own modifications. After this, we'll make our own modifications.
So it's a state jurisdiction.
As far as disaster in the state, we want to make modifications really. Actually, the disaster relief is done by federal, but we can give our input. So at our next Majlis Keselamatan meeting, we are going to make that proposal. At the next Majlis, the next Penang Security and Public Safety meeting, we are going to make that proposal, that to modify the SOP for rescue efforts.
Where is this SOP contained?
That is the general one. It's under the disaster. The head is automatically the SUK. So they have the normal SOP, and then it goes to the agencies involved. Normally the head will be the bomber, and then after that it goes down. And then the bomber will have their own protocols.
Because you said you want to modify the SOP, so
Modify the SOP in terms of who is in charge, and then they have to work out accordingly. I'm not an expert on that. All I'm saying, what we observe is, and I think that was agreed upon even by the Penang Second Bridge senior executives, that this should be actually led by an engineer, a chief engineer, an experienced engineer.
Where will be the meeting?
No, we will make that suggestion. So we will hold our meeting. We normally have our monthly meeting on our Majlis Keselamatan. So the next meeting is likely within a week.
The bomber and the police, right?
Everybody is. So we will make that suggestion that in these type of cases, that the structural disaster, I think we should tentatively put the JKR director as the one in charge to find a solution. Or maybe it can be jointly in charge, it doesn't matter. But at least there must be an engineer there to be able to decide what is the best rescue solution. You know, the engineer engineer was just there giving suggestions, but he was not the one in charge and making decisions. I think that one is important. Because when you are in this type of disaster relief operation, lines of authority are very important. On that night, line of authority is already set. You cannot change it last minute like that one. It's already set. It's over.
So meanwhile, sir? Meanwhile?
Sorry?
Meanwhile remains the same.
Yes. Making the suggestions. I am sure next time in the future, if there's such a case, we will know what to do. We hope there's none. But as far as Penang is concerned, I think we know what to do. We are going to get the JKR to be involved directly.
Yeah.
Saya boleh komen sikit pasal kontraktor yang
Let me ask this YBP to you want to say some more?
Yeah, the SOP used was according to the federal level SOP, which is Arahan MKN Arahan Law, which is at Majlis Keselamatan Negeri Law, which they use and change of line of command.
Arahan what?
MKN Majlis Keselamatan Negeri Arahan Law. This is the SOP that we place in use for the change of command. Now, we strongly believe that in every battle, there's always the changing currents. So, from what we see, what happened on that day, we strongly believe that there must be some rectification on the SOP.